Hi guys, this is Min. Welcome to my very first episode of my podcast. I listen to a lot of different podcasts, and my favorite one, I have to say, is Unsolicited Advice by Ashley and Taryn. It's where those two lovely girls give quote unquote unsolicited advice to their listeners, and they show their vulnerable sides, they get really personal, and it just feels like you're talking to your best friends, and they're so sweet and makes you feel like it's okay. Whatever's happening in my life, like everything's gonna work out, and they're always very positive and they get such good advice. It was, I think, last year or this year, even, I don't exactly remember, but I was having a very bad moment in my life where I was unmotivated. I had no idea what I wanted to do. I did have like an ultimate goal I wanted to achieve, but I didn't want to like work hard towards it. I think that's even worse when you know that you want, or when you know what you want but you don't want to try and just you keep hating yourself. I was like that back then. It was one of those nights where I was having a lot of thoughts in my mind, and I think I took a 1 week off from work, or even 2 weeks off from work, I think. And then it was the night before I had to go back to work. At the moment, I really hated my job. So it was kind of scary for me to fall asleep because it means that I'm going to have to wake up and go back to work. So a lot of things were happening in my life, and I was having one of the worst nights. What I did to calm myself down was listening to unsolicited advice. They were giving such good advice, like usual, in that episode I was listening to. As I was listening to it, it made me feel very relieved. It validated my feelings. Two girls that I have no idea what they're like in real life, I just know online, made me feel so much better. And just those girls told me that it's okay to be not okay, and I, out of nowhere, just felt okay. And while I was going through that change myself, I wanted to give the same kind of positive emotional change to others. So that's when I knew I wanted to start a podcast. Why podcast? Why specifically podcast? Is because I'm a kind of person who's really reluctant to opening up to new people and making new friends. Or, I mean, I don't mind making new friends, but I don't open up to them too quickly. Which is most of the times a good thing, because people are like, oh, you're not gonna get hurt because you don't, I guess, open up too easily. But at the same time, I even do that to one of my closest friends, which means all my emotions and feelings and thoughts and the hardships that I'm going through in my life constantly get bottled up inside myself, and it's hard. You get those little moments where you feel really down, you feel like you have no friends. And what I like to do when I feel like that is I talk to myself. One night I decided to record myself talking to myself. And I completely forgot about it the next morning, and a couple days later I saw there's a voice memo on my phone, and I was like, what the heck is that? And I listened to it, and it was just me just talking about anything and everything a couple of nights ago. And when I listened back to it, I felt really good, because you know, when all those like big thoughts that's in your head and you feel like it's the end of the world and it's the biggest problem of the world, and a couple of days later it just becomes nothing, it automatically gets resolved, or it just becomes nothing. It's just not the biggest problem in your life anymore. And when I realized that, I really liked how it felt. That's also why I wanted to do a podcast. Does that make sense? Actually, to be honest, I already recorded an episode with my friend, one of my closest friends, Kathy, and I interviewed her because she had some kind of changes in her career, and I thought it'd be really interesting to introduce a girl in her 20s, just like us, going through a lot of career change, and to hear the backstory. Because she is one of my best friends, we kind of, it wasn't like an official, we're recording an interview podcast, but more like we're just chatting, and it's not, I guess, publishable. just us chatting. We both didn't know what to do with it. I told her that I'm gonna try to edit it and, make it work. I'm so scared to even open that file and start listening to it, because it's literally just two girls talking for about 40 minutes about anything and everything. And we talk in English, we talk in Korean, we talk about stuff that shouldn't make it to the podcast and should not be open to the internet. So yeah, this is a little introductory episode. For the time being, just gonna be my little public voice memo. It's just, I'm making my private ones public. So welcome, you guys. Thank you so much for joining the very first episode. It means a lot to me, and hopefully we get to continue this little journey together, and I'll talk to you guys in my next episode. Bye.